and welcome to West Coast Jazz. I'm your host, Von Norberg. No, it's not West Coast Jazz.
No. Oh, my gosh. I do that all the time.
It's Jazz with Von.
Correct.
Okay, we changed it. We got a new venue. We got new cards. We got new everything.
Everything.
Except for Cher's not new.
No.
But without her, we could not go forward. The
goodness gracious.
The only, the wonderful Cher Dial.
Oh, thank you. Hello, hello, hello. And we have a great show. It's always good to be here with you, as always. And Chris, it's a pleasure, as always. We always have a great show. And this month we have Xyling Up the Phone, which is the xylophone, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I came up with the idea of the show to feature xylophones. We just featured organs in jazz, and we haven't featured xylophones yet, which is, a form of piano, if you will. It's a great instrument. It's been used a lot in jazz. There's a lot of great jazz players with the xylophone. So I wanted to do that, and then I was just playing with words, xyling up the phone.
Yeah, I like it.
And we're going to phone up a few artists, and I'm sure that our audience will recognize most of them, if not all of them.
Sure.
So you're aging yourself if you know them all.
Right.
Okay.
And some new ones on here, too,
Yes.
maybe that people may not have heard of. So,
Right.
Again, that's the beauty of the show is a lot of, they may be older artists, but there's some new ones also that people will get acquainted with.
Well, the one show that I really enjoyed was your show at the end of the year, New Artists for the New Year.
Sure.
Wonderful show. In fact, I went back and looked at it again, and some of those new artists are very creative.
Yeah, exactly. But we are going to start out with Buddy DeFranco and Terry Gibbs.
Okay.
And they were a duo, and they are high energy, and Buddy DeFranco actually played the clarinet.
Yes.
The clarinet.
Yep.
And Terry Gibbs was really high energy. They always said that whenever he got on stage, it looked like he had drank 2 pots of coffee because he was so high energy.
Well, so let's bring him up. What song is he going to do?
Here we are with Yesterday with Buddy DeFranco and Terry Gibbs.
On Jazz with Vaughn.
Yes. And that was a great song. That was called Yesterdays. And you
Okay.
could really hear all the different instruments in the clarinet.
Yeah, Buddy DeFranco is a great clarinetist. As I might have mentioned in earlier shows, I started out on the clarinet, and there's actually several types of clarinets. They have a bass, and they have a
Oh, okay.
E clarinet and an A clarinet, and so I went from clarinet to tenor sax to baritone sax, and stayed in the jazz venue. But Terry Gibbs, as I mentioned before, a great xylophonist, and if you like the xylophone, dig deeper. What do they call that? A dark dive?
Oh, deep dive maybe?
Deep dive?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's a hip term.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not hip, so there you go.
I'm getting to be not hip, so I'm
okay.
I'm right there with you. Oh gosh, well that was fun. And next we have Lionel Hampton. I do love Lionel Hampton.
I love Lionel Hampton. I saw him live out at Disneyland back in the 60s.
Really?
And I believe he's going to do Flying Home.
Flying Home,
And I had mentioned before that a lot of artists go back to George Benson when he did the doodly-doop.
Oh, yeah, right.
He would follow along his notes with his voice. And you're going to hear Lionel Hampton push out these notes as he plays Flying Home.
Yeah, they were saying that he really made like the credited with making the vibraphone like an instrument in jazz. He made it very, very popular, and he also like performed into his 90s.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yep. So, and for you to be able to see him, I mean, how cool is that?
Well, I'm not to my 90s yet.
No.
But
yeah, exactly.
Hope to hang around for some more.
Sure. All right. Well, here we are with Lionel Hampton and Flying High.
Flying Home.
Oh, Flying Home.
Flying Home.
Flying Home.
On Jazz with Vaughn. Yes, we are.
Yes. And that was Lionel Hampton.
Flying home.
Right, exactly. And I wanted to mention before we go on the next show, too, for all the audience out there to go to our Facebook page and our website, which is Jazz with Vaughn. And you can ask us questions and you can see our past shows. You can submit if you want to be a guest on our show. We would love to have you on a guest. All right. Now we are going to modern jazz quartets.
Good for you.
Yes, thank you. And they, of course, are a combination of Milt Jackson and John Lewis was in them. And I know Milt Jackson is one of your favorites,
Yeah,
right?
I mentioned that the artist we just had was one of my favorites. Milt Jackson I met in person in Hollywood at Shelley's Manhole, and I think I told the story about my first date in college.
Yeah.
And I took her there, and we got closed down at the door because of her age. And Milt came out for a smoke break, said, "Who are these guys?" And the bouncer said, "They want to see your show." And he said, "They are. Bring them in. Give them Shirley Temples." We weren't of age. And we had a wonderful night.
Yeah, that is so cool. Well, I know they, had played together with Dizzy Gillespie, which, of course, is my new nickname,
Yes.
Dizzy. But anyways, and they were also known for playing in tuxedos.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, exactly. So we are going to hear the Modern Day Jazz Quartet with Confirmation.
Okay, on Jazz with Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was confirmation with Melt Jackson and the MJQ quintet, I think it was.
Right.
Quartet.
Quartet,
Yep.
exactly. So, all right. Well, next up we have Cal Jader.
Okay.
Jader.
You got that right?
Yeah, exactly. With Poinsettia.
Okay.
Okay.
Poinciana.
Poinciana.
Okay.
I didn't get that right.
Yeah.
He like brought Afro, Cuban, and Latin rhythm really into the jazz scene in the 50s and 60s. So
Sure.
this will be a very interesting video.
Okay. Well, here we go.
Jazz with Vaughn.
Jazz with Vaughn. Yes, we are. Hit it.
All right. And that was Cal Jader.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And that was a great song, of course.
Poinciana.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's just, what a great show with all these xylophones. And what's the difference between a xylophone and a vibraphone?
Okay, the xylophone actually is wood, and a very unique sound comes out of that, whereas the vibraphone is metal, and they have pedals like the piano where they can, once you strike a bar, they call it, it'll vibrate the sound and keep it longer. And then when you lift your foot off the pedal, it stops.
Sure.
So that's kind of the difference between the two.
Well, next we have Gary Burton.
Yes?
And he's a rare vibraphone. But now, I thought this was interesting because he introduced the 4-mallet technique, which meant he held 2 mallets in each hand.
Yes.
And played. So I guess that was kind of a different kind of technique back then.
It's kind of like having chords. Like on a piano, you have chords
right,
where you're doing multiple keys at the same time. And in having 2 sticks in each hand allowed him to do chords.
Sure, okay.
So that's kind of how that evolved. He also played with Stan Getz. It's the first time I heard him. And again, with Chick Corea.
Okay.
So he was, remember I mentioned earlier that when artists came to town and they were going to do a recording, they would say, okay, I need a guitar. I need a piano player.
Right.
I need a xylophonist to accompany me. And he was well sought after in that regard and say, well, I might as well put one of the best on my LP because that's going to play better.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, this is Gary Burton with a rare performance of Grande Amor.
Oh, more to you too, boo.
Exactly. Thank you. On.
Oh, Jazz with Vaughn.
Correct.
That's me.
Yep, that's you. Here we go.
Okay, that was Gary Burton.
Yes, and of course we had some interesting facts there.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so this always again about the show. We get interesting facts about different instruments, different artists, and you are a wealth of knowledge. And I always love that.
When I remember.
You know everything about jazz.
No, not everything.
And,
sometimes we have to look it up live on our show.
Yeah.
Which is
definitely.
okay. Yeah.
I always my motto is you're a jazz aficionado and I'm not. So that's my motto.
I'm also a part-time maestro.
That's right, Maestro Bob.
There
That's
you
right.
go.
That's your name. So, and I am Dizzy now. My name is Dizzy. So
Well, at least not Gillespie.
that's right. That's right.
Oh, by the way, we should also mention that we are on over 25 cable channels.
Yes.
In the Twin
Definitely.
City area. Mm-hmm. And all you got to do is go to your cable. I believe in the Southwest it's channel 15. And I believe up north here it's 23. But it's CCX. So you can kind of Google that and find out the channel. And then, as you mentioned earlier, our shows are repeated quite often.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So,
yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, next we have Ian Finkel.
Okay.
So, and now I wasn't really quite familiar with him.
Nor am I.
Oh, yeah.
When I started exploring the artists for this show, I tripped across him, and I went, wow, this is, a newer artist to me and maybe my audience, but he sounded really good, so I wanted to feature him.
Yeah, and it said that he's actually one of the world's leading xylophone players, and he's actually brought xylophone into comedy clubs and concerts and cruise ships. So
Wow.
a little bit of everything. So that's good.
And it's a xylophone, not a vibraphone.
Correct.
Okay, well, let's give it a listen.
Give me one. I said I need two.
Brian Finkel with Mambo Jumbo.
Yeah.
I think that was popular down in South America. I've seen it in movies where they feature, the dancing and the singing. And
Yeah, these are very energetic videos and songs and everything. So it's really a great show, great videos that you picked out.
yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, next we have what they're classified as when you're the best vibraphonist in the world. And this is Emmett Cohen. And would you believe he just played at the Dakota 2 weeks ago in March?
Here in Minneapolis?
Yeah, Minneapolis.
Wow.
I know. So we missed him. I'm sorry we missed him. But yeah, so he just played in at the Dakota. And they said that what's great about him is he can sit down with any jazz artist and just pick up right away with them and just go because the knowledge of his jazz memory of all, jazz is so wonderful. So he's just kind of got that niche.
Well, both Chris and I are similar in that manner. I remember in high school, they would bring in bands for the sock hops on Friday nights or whatever. And they said, why don't you bring your saxophone over with a baritone or tenor?
Sure.
And I would get in the back because I was kind of shy. I was more of a nerd, but I really loved music. And they would start a song, and then I would figure out by ear what key they were in. And then once you know the key and you know the different chords that go along with it, then you're in, and then the rest of it is improv and your desire to blend in. And I think I mentioned before too that when I got going, they would the band leader would pull me up front, and I'm going, what?
Yeah, right.
And he wanted me to solo. So and again, Chris and I know that when you look at the audience, and the audience is really enjoying it, and it's like they're asking for more without talking.
Sure.
Then we give them more.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah, you play to the audience.
Yeah, play to the audience.
Definitely.
Okay.
Well, here we are with Emmett Cohen.
Okay, on Jazz with Vaughn. Okay. Well, Warren Wolf was the one on the vibraphone there. just to point that out. And one of the things I noticed was how fast he is.
Unbelievable, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And you don't get that a lot. I've heard of fast piano players. We just featured fast organ players, but that was the first vibraphonist that was that fast.
All right.
Okay, what do we got coming up next?
All right. And next we have Bobby Hutcherson
Okay.
with Maiden Voyage. And this comes back to what we were talking about, like in one of our past shows, about he originally started on the drums and then he eventually ended up on the vibraphone. How a lot of these artists, in fact, you were even talking about yourself, how you started on the clarinet and then you ended up doing the saxophone. And so a lot of these artists, they start out on one thing and they, go on to another. So.
I think when you have a natural leaning towards music, and we talked about being creative, especially in jazz, that you want to experiment.
Yeah.
And I know Chris knows some friends that, will play guitar, and then they'll put the guitar down and walk over to the drums.
Nice,
and
yeah.
pick them up, and that's like night and day. And but they want to hear what it sounds like, and in some cases they just want to know if they can do it.
Yeah.
So in high school, I was in the orchestra, and I was playing clarinet, and they had a piece, I think it was called Salt Peanuts, and they wanted me to go back and play. In those days, they were called the bells, and those were big metal strips, and I had 2 mallets, and I just kind of got the feel for it, but I didn't think I was any good at it, so I didn't keep up with it, but it did sound cool, and it's fun to experiment.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. Well, this is Bobby Hutcherson with Maiden Voyage.
On Jazz with Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was Bobby Hutcherson, and on the xylophone. I don't know if you noticed, but the original author who wrote the song, Herbie Hancock, what a great talent he is.
Definitely, yeah.
He was also on the piano on this song. And then Bobby Hutcherson had switched into the marimba, which is a deeper sounding instrument. And I just love Maiden Voyage. It's very relaxing.
Right.
I used to do my homework in college while listening to this type of music. So
Yeah, definitely.
everybody else was out doing rock and roll and Elvis and the Beach Boys, and not that there's anything wrong with those artists, but I was the nerd in the room listening to the jazz. So.
Yeah, well, that was really great. And he was also in a couple movies, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, different. Well, that actually brings us to the end of our show.
No.
Yeah, can you believe it?
No, I
It
cannot.
went by like that.
I don't want
As
it to.
usual, I
Yeah.
know. We could do a 2-hour show,
Oh.
actually, and it would just be,
Wow, how many listeners would still be awake?
probably a lot,
you
it's
never
always a good time here with Jazz with Fawn.
Well, I think we start by waving.
That's right.
And then we'll do our goodbye song.
And we will see you next time.
Yes, we will, on
Jazz with Fawn.
.com.
So long. Goodbye, my darling. I knew I was wrong when I thought that you could return the same love that I have all for you, dear. But you still didn't care enough to ever try to love me. Why didn't you love me? Why didn't you ever love me?